Much of what shapes a person's life is not decided once, but repeated quietly every day. Every morning begins in a familiar way. You reach for your phone, you brush your teeth, you follow routines that feel automatic. These actions may seem small, but psychology suggests that habits quietly influence the direction of our lives. Research shows that a large portion of daily behavior happens without deliberate decision making. Instead, it is guided by patterns the brain has already learned. Habits are the mind's way of saving effort. Behavioral psychology explains that habits develop through repetition and reward. When a behavior leads to a positive outcome, even a small one, the brain begins to remember the pattern. Over time, this pattern becomes automatic. Psychologists often describe this process as a loop. First, there is a cue. Something triggers the behavior. Then comes the routine, the action itself. Finally, there is a reward, a feeling of relief, satisfaction, or comfort. When this loop repeats often enough, the brain no longer treats the action as a choice. It becomes a habit. From a cognitive psychology perspective, habits reduce the mental energy required to navigate daily life. The brain constantly looks for ways to simplify decisions. By turning repeated behaviors into automatic routines, it frees attention for more complex tasks. Psychologists have found that this process helps people manage large amounts of information and responsibility. Without habits, everyday life would require constant conscious effort. The mind prefers efficiency. Human behavior is strongly influenced by the environment and the people around us. The habits we develop are often shaped by social norms, routines in our family, and patterns we observe in others. Research suggests that when a behavior becomes common within a group, individuals are more likely to adopt it as well. In this way, habits are not only personal patterns, they are also social ones. A single habit may appear small, but habits repeat. Psychologists have found that repeated behavior gradually shapes identity, relationships, and long-term outcomes. Small routines accumulate. Daily choices compound. Over time, they influence health, productivity, and emotional well-being. Not through dramatic change, but through quiet consistency. Habits are rarely noticed while they are forming. They develop slowly through repetition and environment. Yet they guide many of the decisions people make each day. Understanding this helps us see behavior differently in ourselves and in others, because often what looks like personality may simply be a pattern repeated long enough to feel natural. And sometimes, becoming aware of those patterns is the first step toward understanding the life they create. What is one daily habit you think has the biggest influence on your life right now? Like, share, and subscribe to understand people a bit better, including yourself.